to do this. Try to rein them in. All right. I'm about to call this meeting to order. Good afternoon, everyone. It is now 6 p.m. on Tuesday, May 21st, 2024. I'd like to welcome you all to the Richland County Administration and Finance Committee. This meeting will now come to order. Madam Clerk, take the roll, please.
Pugh.
Here.
McBride. Livingston.
Here.
Weaver.
Here.
Walker.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Next item on the agenda is item 2, approval of the minutes from the April 23rd, 2024 meeting. Any changes, additions, or deletions? There being none, I entertain a motion.
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Second.
It's moved to properly second. Any discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is approval of the agenda. Any changes, additions, or deletions? Dr. Thompson?
No, sir.
All right. Anything from the body? There being none, Madam Clerk?
Pugh.
No, I'm
Yes.
sorry. No. Entertain a motion.
Move to approve. Second.
Properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk?
Pugh.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 4, items for action. 4A, Department of Public Works, Engineering Comprehensive Transportation Improvement Program Road Rehabilitation Award. Dr. Thompson, you're recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this moment, I would like permission for Director Michael Maloney to come and explain this item.
All right, Director Maloney, you're recognized, sir.
County Engineer Sharani Fuller is coming up.
Okay. Madam Engineer, you are recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The Department of Public Works put out a request for bids from qualified contractors for rehabilitation services for 5.93 miles of county-owned road. Those roads are listed in your AB. The services provided under this contract will be curb and gutter repair, sidewalk repair, full depth patching, milling of existing asphalt resurfacing, and replacement of all pavement markings. The project itself is funded through a CTC grant, and the low bidder on this project was Asphalt Paving and Maintenance Company. They are a small locally owned company, and their bid came in under the grant and left us with 22.5% contingency.
Questions from the body?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. What is the CTC?
The County Transportation Committee, they are actually run as part of the South Carolina gas tax. So
Okay.
state representatives appoint people from the committee or from the community to the committee.
Okay.
And then they decide how those funds are distributed.
Okay. Fantastic. Thank you.
Any questions from anyone on the committee before I go to any members who are not on the committee? All right, Ms. Barron, you recognized.
Thank you. How are these roads?
They're selected during the annual process where we put together the comprehensive transportation improvement plan. We bring that before the committee and council each year. Generally, the way we do it is we look at the pavement conditions within each district and then the available funding for each district and make a decision based on that.
All right, any additional questions from? Second?
Second.
Properly seconded. Any discussion? Being done? Madam Clerk?
Pugh.
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
All right, next item on the agenda is 4B, Department of Public Works, Engineering, Springwood Lakes Dam Rehabilitation Design Services. Dr. Thompson, you recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. If you would, please recognize County Engineer Sharani Fuller on this item as well.
You recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We requested bid proposals from qualified professional engineers to provide design services for Springwood Lakes High Hazard Dam Rehabilitation. This project is also grant funded at 65% through South Carolina Department of Health and Environmental Control. And there was a 35% required match, which we had funded through South Carolina State Assembly. The staff is recommending the contract be awarded to Schnabel Engineering. Outside of the AB, there was additional discussion with our legal and Office of Risk Management, and they recommended a tri-party agreement between the county, Schnabel Engineering, and then the HOA, who is claiming ownership of the dam.
Any questions from members of the committee? Questions from members who are not on the committee? I have a question. This is from Ms. Barron. Ms. Barron, was this the item that we discussed previously, that's in your district, if I'm not mistaken? Okay, just making sure. And, Mr. Wright, have we been able to resolve any of the, previous legal concerns or able to assuage any of those concerns?
That's why there's going to be a tri-party agreement with the homeowners association, the design firm, and the county. Because basically, since the homeowners association is claiming ownership, the design, though we are actually procuring design firm, the agreement will really be between the homeowners association and the design firm, with Richland County, since we're procuring it, also a part of the agreement. So that's how we worked it out.
Before we get too far down the road, are you comfortable or is legal comfortable with this matter being voted out of committee and going before the full council?
Yes, as long as we do the tri-party agreement, we are.
Any additional questions? None? Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Properly second. Any discussion? There being none. Madam Clerk?
Thank you.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 4C, Sheriff's Department, Department of Alcohol and Other Drug Abuse Services, Law Enforcement Assisted Diversion Project Coordinator Grant. Dr. Thompson, you recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. At this time, I would like to recognize Deputy Chief Harry Polis
Right.
to brief the
Polis, you
body.
recognize, sir.
Good evening. The Sheriff's Department is asking Council's permission to accept a grant from Deotis to begin a program that is a diversionary program that would divert low-level offenders away from the detention center pre-arrest into a program that assists them with substance abuse and other drug and alcohol programs. It's $300,000 a year for the next 3 years, after which point it would become a full-time position with the county. Any questions?
Thank you, Chief Polis. Any questions from members of the committee? Chief Polis? You recognize.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So if I understand it, we're getting grant money for the first 3 years, is that right? Or
Yes, sir. We will get up to $300,000 a year for the first 3 years of the program.
okay, and then after that, the burden's on the county to continue the funding? Am I reading that correctly, or?
Yes, we would be asking for council support in continuing the full-time position beyond the grant period.
Okay. But it would also seem like we would save taxpayers maybe some money if they're not carted off to Alvin S. Glenn right away.
That's the idea, sir.
Okay, so there is a silver lining here somewhere.
Yes, sir.
Not to mention maybe it's a little easier on the citizens, so, okay. Okay, that's it. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Newton?
I just wanted to say happy anniversary to Deputy Chief Polis.
Thank you.
Commentary or salutations for Chief Polis? You recognize Councilman Pugh. I guess we can,
I say I'll jump in on the fun too. At least I'm gonna say happy anniversary to my favorite Polish, Ms. Christie up top.
additional shout outs.
This is your chance to roast
For the
me if you
Polis
want.
family.
I was just gonna say, praise the Lord.
One quick question. There's no match requirement for these? No, sir. It's 100% funded. There is no match at this time.
None, entertain a motion.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Properly second. Any discussion? Being none, Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is 4D, Department of Public Works, Jim Hamilton, LB Owens Airport Award, fixed base contract. This item is for executive session. Mr. Wright, before we go into executive session, I mean, is it okay if we just go to the next item on the agenda, item 4E, and then come back to D?
Well, that's executive session as well.
That's executive session as well.
So both items can be taken care of in executive session.
This time, entertain a motion to go into executive session with respect to items 4D and E.
Move, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Properly second. Discussion. None? Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver,
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Executive session. And for Entertain a motion to come out of executive session.
So move, Mr. Chair.
There's a second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver. Yes. Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Let the record reflect that we went into executive session regarding items 4D and E on the agenda. We received legal advice as well as information, and no action was taken. All right, back to item 4D on the agenda. Again, Department of Public Works, Jim Hamilton, LB Owens Airport, award of a fixed base contract. Entertain a motion.
To support staff recommendation, Mr. Chair.
Second?
Second.
Properly second. Any discussion? There being none, Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston. Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda is item 4E, Utilities, Town of Eastover, Intergovernmental Agreement, Chalk Street Development. Entertain a motion.
Move to approve.
Second.
Second.
Properly second. Discussion. I see Dr. Thompson kind of raising his eyebrows here a little
No
bit. So
discussion.
I'm not sure if that's a indicator. All right. Well, before I take. Recognize Dr. Thompson.
Mr. Chairman, can you repeat the motion?
Entertain a motion, with respect to item 4E. I believe Councilman Weaver made a motion to approve, but the motion probably should be to accept staff's recommendation.
Yes,
Need
sir.
to be more
Chair.
specific, Mr.
You
Chairman.
recognize Councilman Pugh?
I guess would this be a friendly amendment, sir?
Would you accept a friendly amendment from Councilman Pugh, Councilman Weaver, regarding your motion, which would be to accept staff's recommendation on this
Absolutely.
item? All right.
Mr. Chair.
You recognize Councilman Pugh?
I would like to make a motion for us to accept staff's recommendation.
I believe you made the amendment to his motion, which has been accepted. And so I don't believe that needs to be seconded, correct, Mr. Wright?
Yes.
The amendment needs to be seconded?
No,
Because it's been
you're correct.
accepted.
It doesn't need to be.
Okay, it does not need to be. All right, so any additional discussion? Madam Clerk?
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston,
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.
Motion approved.
Next item on the agenda, I'm quite sure this motion would not require an amendment. Item 5, adjournment.
So move, Mr. Chair.
Can I get a second, please?
Second.
All right, thank you. Does not require discussion. Madam Clerk, take the vote.
Pugh,
Yes.
Livingston.
Yes.
Weaver.
Yes.
Walker.
Yes.